Ever had that moment when you open your email and see the subject, organizational realignment? Yeah, that one. Your stomach drops like you've just read a breakup text. You don't even need to read the rest, right? It's like a mini panic attack that sends your entire life flashing before your eyes. That morning coffee you spent $5 on suddenly feels like $500, doesn't it? But hold on, it's not always just an email. I've seen worse. I witnessed a meeting, one that already existed, get hijacked just so HR could walk in and break the bad news to you. Talk about a low blow. Like, hey, why not just take my lunch too, just to add a little insult to injury? We tell ourselves the layoff is all about bad economy and poor performance. Sure, that's the story they sell us, but honestly, we all know the truth is messier. It's not about logic, it's about psychology. And the real question is, who's easy to get rid of without causing too much drama? I've been there, in the middle of all the office drama, sitting in meetings, watching cuts happen. And let me tell you, it's not spreadsheets and data. It's like a hurt. It's about who fits in, who makes the bosses feel safe, and who won't cause drama when they're kicked out. It's driven by two biases, authority bias and in-group bias. Basically, managers protect the people who agree with them, the ones who play the game and don't rock the boat. The others? They're expendable. The boss doesn't care about saving money in the long run. They care about saving their own skin in the short run. And what's safer than getting rid of the person who challenges the status quo? It's easier to cut someone who has opinions than to face the uncomfortable truth. So you weren't laid off because you weren't good enough. You were laid off because you were the easiest one to get rid of without ruffling feathers. We all like to think corporations cut based on hard financial logic, but that's a fairy tale. Layoffs cost companies more than they save, especially when they're trying to keep incompetent people around because they play nice. Here's the thing. When the execs meet to make cuts, they start by thinking, we need to show we're serious. But no one wants to admit their own department is bloated or inefficient. So instead, they target a department far away, somewhere they can justify the cut without admitting their own issues. They're in a groupthink loop. They want to feel right, so they ignore the smarter decisions. They protect the people who just say yes and look for the people who ask, are we sure about this? It's like someone going to the grocery store to buy one thing but leaving with 5 bags of chips because everyone says they're good for you. The groupthink tax? It's a waste of money protecting the person who says yes to everything. Meanwhile, the real talent, the person with new ideas, gets the boot. Now let's talk about a sneaky concept, the fixer tax. This one's personal. In the corporate world, you're not just a resource, you're an emotional resource. High performers who think independently, they're labeled as high emotional overhead. Translation, they are hard to manage. Let's be real. If you're a critical thinker, constantly questioning the process or pushing for better systems, you're exhausting to handle. Not because you're bad at your job, but because you challenge the status quo. Corporate leaders fear that more than losing a paycheck. So when the layoffs happen, guess who's easy to target? The person who demands more energy, the one who speaks up. It's like cutting the loudest person at a party just to keep the vibe chill. Easier to hire a yes man than manage someone who makes you uncomfortable. And the high salary? That's just the cherry on top of the let's cut them sundae. Now, here's the twist. The people who seem safe in the corporate world are often the most exposed. They rely so heavily on the corporate system that if it crumbles, their whole world falls apart with it. But those of us who think independently, the ones who get laid off, we often have the resilience to bounce back faster. Why? Because we don't rely on the system to validate us. We've been building our own system on the side. If you've been practicing financial habits like the $5 a day habit, or treating your personal finances like an operating budget, not the corporate one, you've been preparing for this moment without even realizing it. You've built stability outside of their chaos. The corporate world is fragile because it's based on biases and egos. Your personal system? It should be more resilient, and that's your real safety net. So here's the real kicker. Stop fearing the layoff. It's not about whether you're good enough or not. It's about psychology. And once you understand that, you can stop stressing over their decisions. Instead, focus on building your own system, a financial buffer, a plan for the future, a way to bounce back without the panic. Your job isn't to get into the corporate pecking order. Your job is to make sure you don't need it in the first place. If you want to start building your financial safety net today, your fixer tax reserve, check out our video on the $5 a day habit. It's a simple start, but it adds up. Hit that subscribe button and comment below. What's the most ridiculous, like why did they do that, decision you've ever seen a company make? Catch you next time. This content is for informational and entertainment purposes only. It is not financial, legal, or investment advice. No licensed financial advisors were involved in its creation. Portions of this content may have been generated or assisted by AI. Always do your own research before making financial decisions.